Running it back, keeping on track, put it on black, cause I'm playing roulette with my life and I gotta get it right. Think about what's left and my future looking bright, but I'm never gonna settle, keep my foot on the pedal, and I've been looking like a rebel, cause I'm breaking and entering on a new level. Always looking for the competition to battle, but nobody gonna step to me. Thinking back to the first time that I made my first dime from the music, what it meant to me. I was only 18 with $1 and a dream, never sipping on a lean that ain't meant for me. No, I had to stay focused mentally, trying to live my life for a century. Got an image in my head.
It's like someone at the design team said, let's put the biggest motor into the smallest bike. And then call it the Low-Rider S. Inverted front suspension, mag wheels, dual floating disc brakes, floating disc rear. It's got the monoshock rear suspension, 114 motor. This thing handles so well. Michelin Scorcher tires, front and rear. You've got a 180 in the back, a 110 in the front. The bike weighs only 679 pounds, which sounds like a pretty heavy bike for metric standards, but in comparison to other Harleys, that's not a heavy bike at all. And it doesn't feel heavy. It feels really light. The inverted front suspension help out with that a lot. The center of gravity is extremely low, but it still is easy to flick from side to side. It's got pickup in every gear. I'm in 6th right now. Just rolling into it. And it's there. It's all there. Transmission's amazing. Shifts much smoother than the previous generation. The slip and resist clutch is epic. If you get a little aggressive on the downshift just like that right there, it doesn't want to back out on you. Glides into the corners. We're gonna get out of here before this car does. And we're gonna roll into it. Street Bob 114. Is it a worthy competitor for the Low-Rider S? Yes and no.
Running it back, keeping on track, put it on black, cause I'm playing roulette with my life and I gotta get it right. Think about what's left and my future looking bright, but I'm never gonna settle, keep my foot on the pedal, and I've been looking like a rebel, cause I'm breaking and entering on a new level. Always looking for the competition to battle, but nobody gonna step to me. Thinking back to the first time that I made my first dime from the music, what it meant to me. I was only 18 with $1 and a dream, never sipping on a lean that ain't meant for me. No, I had to stay focused mentally, trying to live my life for a century. Got an image in my head of a worldwide tour and a fam that's fed a necessity. Everything else is complimentary, no doubt. Go check my trajectory. Everything looking up. No, I never got a bluff.
On the Low-Rider S, you're going to get mag wheels, inverted front suspension, and floating disc rotors. Dual floating disc rotors up front. On the Street Bob, you get none of that. You get your standard suspension, your standard front forks. You get one non-floating brake disc and laced wheels, which has its benefits and it has its negatives. If you ran into a pothole or hit a pothole or hit some kind of debris in the road, the spoked wheel is going to be just fine. It's made to bend and flex. That's why they put them on the Venture touring bikes like the Pan America. Whereas a mag wheel, you could just crack your wheel. If you hit a good enough pothole or if you hit some kind of road debris, it's possible that you won't be making it away from that one. On the flip side, you can plug or patch this if you get stuck in the middle of nowhere. You can't plug or patch this. There's a tube in there. That's going to be a problem. Unless you're carrying a spare tube with you, you're not replacing that. Inverted front suspension versus your standard suspension. So you've got a 28-degree rake versus a 30-degree rake. What that means is you're more straight up and down on the inverted front suspension, whereas this has a little bit more of a rake to it. There's more front end flex. The inverted front suspension is also going to keep down unsprung weight. What unsprung weight is the weight that isn't controlled by the suspension. So your wheels, your tires, your brake disc, your caliper, your fender even. Whereas over here, you've got probably an extra 20 pounds in fork tubes that add to the unsprung weight of this bike. So that's more weight that's affected by road, differences in the road, potholes, bumps, maneuverability. On the Street Bob, you're getting a 3.5 gallon tank. Over here on the Lowrider S, it's a 5 gallon tank. So a little bit more distance. Same fuel economy, 47 miles per gallon. On the Street Bob, you're getting mini ape hangers. Not sure what size they are, they look like 8s. And then you've got your display that's built into the clamp, your risers. It's pretty neat. Over here on the Lowrider, for odometer and tachometer, all your electronics are right here in the center. Dual gas caps, that's not a gas cap, that's your gas cap. Over here, you've got a single gas cap on the center. 2-up setup on the Street Bob. Whereas the Lowrider S, you're stuck with just one. You'd have to pay, it's probably 250 bucks for the peg setup, probably another 150 bucks, 200 bucks for a pillion. Blacked out powertrain on the Lowrider S all the way through. You've got a blacked out powertrain on the 114 Street Bob, but there's a splash of chrome in there on both of them. So, in my conclusion, is the Lowrider a better bike? It depends on what you're looking for. If it's performance, then yeah, it's the better bike. It's got inverted front suspension, 2 degrees less on the rake. You got dual disc brakes, mag wheels, floating disc rotors, better tires from the factory, the Michelin Scorchers. It's just a better bike for performance, there's no doubt about it. But bang for the buck on the Street Bob, getting a 114 motor, and now they're doing the passenger seat and the pegs, I think it's a pretty good bargain. A lot of people might not be able to justify the $3,000 difference in the Lowrider S, and that's okay, that's understandable, because not everybody rides like they're racing Circuit of the Americas, MotoGP. Some people just like to cruise, and if you're just cruising, this is the perfect bike. I love this motorcycle. It looks cool, it's very modern, yet still looks like a bobber. Minimalist, chopped fender, spoked wheels. It's a cool looking motorcycle. It just doesn't have inverted front suspension and all the other stuff I mentioned. It's got a smaller gas tank, but if you're cruising around town, doesn't matter.